Hey everybody, and greetings. It is me, your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend, Joe CB. And happy Thursday, guys. And Thursday, as always, is our class that we call Picture This. Picture This is when I give you an image, a painting, a photograph, many different, still images. And your job is to write a chorus based on whatever the visual is in the picture. One of the greatest exercises, I think, in the world is this, because as a songwriter, I feel like as a songwriter, I end up sometimes staring at a blank piece of paper for an hour, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes even as much as 3 hours. And you're just staring at it and you're like, I don't know what to write about. You don't even have a subject matter. So this is kind of like a creative push in a direction, because there is subject matter in front of you and your job is to look at that and give it a story based on the image that you're looking at. I think it's a great way to come up with a topic when you don't know what your topic is going to be. Sometimes when you see something and there's a lot of you can see a story in a photograph, that'll put you in the right direction. And sometimes it can open up the floodgates about creativity and what you want to say in a song. A lot of times when I first started doing this, it was a fluke. It was like, we had a big giant TV screen at the studio in Inglewood, our home base. And we had this big giant 72-inch screen TV up on the wall. And when we weren't watching videos, when it went into sleep mode, not sleep mode, we weren't turning it off, but it would go into these screensavers and it would show these beautiful images, sometimes just colorful flower arrangements or like an aerial view of Scotland or, something. And sometimes the pictures were just so beautiful, colorful, and just full of, the images were just so, strong. And so one day, as a kind of a fluke, I said, let's pick one of these pictures and that'll be our basis for what we write a song chorus for. And everybody was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. So we did that, and we ended up writing a whole bunch of songs from that premise, because then we didn't have to think of a concept. The concept was right there in front of us. And, and like I say this all the time, and it's so true, like you don't, now the picture, of course, if you want it to be, the picture, the basis for the picture could be the subject matter. But it's really more about what the picture makes you think about personally, because everyone's going to look at this photograph, whatever it is, this still image, could be a painting, whatever, or a photograph or whatever. And everyone's going to see something different. That every single person is going to see something different in that photograph or that picture, whatever it is. And they're going to have a whole different story than you are. So just let's start from that, So, but it's great because it just launches a topic. And like I said, what I meant by that was there's no wrong way to do this. Whatever that picture makes you feel, write about that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like if it's a picture of a tree, you might have had a tree look like that in your backyard. So the song's about your backyard, not about the tree as much as it is about the sentimental value of your backyard. And that's fine to do that. The only rules, and I say this every week too, and I'm going to keep doing it because I got to reiterate the rules. The rules are, it's got to rhyme, it's got to make sense, and it's got to tell a story. Other than that, whatever you see in that picture is up to you. This is your universe, not mine. I only give you the picture. what you do with it, the picture's just a catalyst for your creativity. That's it. It's just a springboard for you to get started. And whatever comes of that is what comes of it. So, you know, like I said, it's just the only variables of this, the rules are, it's got to rhyme. It's a song. Songs rhyme. It's got to be universally understood, which means it can't be like an internal joke between other friends and only you guys get it. It should be universally understood. Even if they translated it into another language, most people would understand what you're talking about in the song, you know. And yeah, I love this exercise because, you know, we don't know, in every picture that you see, we only see what happened in the moment. We don't know what happened before it. We don't know what happens after it. Just in that millisecond that picture was snapped, right? That's what we're going for. And the other way that I do this a lot, and it's a good habit to get into because I really want you to do this. This is really important to this exercise. I want you, you know, when you watch this video on YouTube, you can freeze it. You can freeze the picture. I want you to freeze it. And I want you to stare into that photograph. I really want you to stare into it until you don't see it anymore. You're daydreaming. You know how you stare at something for a long time and then by the time you're staring at it, and then somewhere between the time you're consciously staring at it to when you pull back, you were in some daydream inside your mind. Well, that's what I want you to do with these. I want you to stare at it until you kind of drift into a daydream where you don't see your vision anymore. You're inside your head. Even though your eyes are open, you're in here. When you pull back and you're back in your seat at your computer, wherever you are, or on your phone, I want you to take your pen and paper, and then I want you to start writing everything that you saw in that daydream. I also want you to write down everything you see visually in the picture. All the details, like if someone's wearing a white shirt, write that down. If someone's wearing a hat, write that down. If the sun's in the background, write that down. Write everything down and put it down. Don't even worry about rhyming yet. Just write all that stuff down. Then, when you have sort of an outline, then start rhyming things and making it a song idea rather than just spoken word. Anyway, I'm going to show you the picture right now. So here is the photograph. Check it out. Okay, so you saw the picture. It's a little kid, a little girl, wearing a crown. And when I looked at this picture, what I saw, you know, my imagination goes off, so I get a whole storyline in my head. Excuse me. When I see this, I started staring at the picture, and you know, my imagination goes on a tangent. So what I saw was this little kid who basically says, and when I grow up, I'm going to be king of the world. That's what I saw in that. And I'm going to read you what I wrote for that, okay? Deserted everybody, made them broken and sad. You took all their ambition, all the hope that they had, and you broke their spirit, and you stolen all their rights, mistreated all the masses that were hopeful and pure. but we're not going to take your lies anymore. Took away their spirit that would shine like diamonds and pearls, but someday I'm going to save them when I'm king of the world. So I guess it's a combination of like our social political climate right now and how a lot of people feel powerless, including me, I guess in my subconscious, and the childhood side of me. I went back into my childhood to say, like, okay, if I was the boss of everything, this is what I would do. And so I tried to do this from a child's point of view. Like, you know, of course, no one can actually be the king of the world, but I just thought it was a cool title for the picture. You know, the first thing I saw when I looked at the picture was, when I'm king of the world, you know, or queen of the world, doesn't matter. I wrote it from my perspective as a guy, so I wrote, it could be, but someday I'm going to save them when I'm queen of the world, you know, it could be that too. So yeah, I have a melody for this and a cadence, but I'm not going to share that right now. I'm going to read it one more time, just so you can get the vibe. Deserted everybody, made them broken and sad. You took all their ambition and the hope that they had. And you broke their spirit. You stolen all their rights. Mistreated all the masses that were hopeful and pure. But we're not going to take your lies anymore. Took away their spirit that would shine like diamonds and pearls. But someday I'm going to save them when I'm king of the world. That's what I wrote for it. And, well, that's all the time we have for tonight. But, guys, I cannot wait to see what you write for this picture. I mean, I can't wait. I get so excited about, you know, looking at what you guys put down for this stuff. Because I'm telling you, you guys are writing some great, great stuff. So I can't wait to read what you guys do. All right, guys, that is all the time that we have for tonight. This is your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend, Joe Seavey. I love you guys. Be safe. And let's talk about it on our Zoom class on Tuesdays. All right, guys, that's all we got. I love you. Be good, and peace.